Anyways, let's jump on to the biggest thing of the week. I don't know if anybody saw this, if you live under a rock, but man, oh man, what a crazy last, 5-6 days it has been on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. Hashtag Cain Madden to tally has been blowing up. We haven't even really got a chance to talk about it or speak on it, but this is a big-time offensive lineman from Marshall, Cain Madden. He is going into practically his 6th year in college. He's leaving Marshall. He wants to go play somewhere else. Very, very talented offensive line. All-American. Is ranked as one of the top, I believe, 32, 35 players returning next season in college football overall. Obviously, a big-time NFL potential here for him to go as a right guard. A lot of stuff going on. So I don't know where we can start to unpack this one. We can kind of start off a little bit with, right away I was hearing things that Florida State was most certainly getting in contact with Cain Madden right off the jump. That morning, Florida State was already getting in touch with, I believe, 2 phone calls that day. The rest of that kind of info you guys can find inside of our Discord. You can just go to patreon.com/NoleGameday and it'll get you guys set up. But Florida State is heavily after Cain Madden, and it seems like, right now, Florida State is in a really good position.
Go ahead, Dustin. You go first.
My mic's on mute. But yeah, like you said, Cain Madden, obviously, anytime a talented offensive lineman hits the portal, Florida State is going to reach out and do their due diligence. And, at this point, it feels like that interest has been reciprocated. There's a lot of interest on Madden's end. And, I mean, man, he's good. A former walk-on. He started 31 games in his Marshall career, played in 48. So he's got a ton of experience at this level. And I got a chance to sit down earlier and just, kind of watch some film. I actually still have it pulled up. It was the Marshall versus Rice game. I just want to get a feel for, kind of how he played. And I don't know if it's their blocking scheme or what, but it feels like on run plays, this guy is always getting to the second level and putting a body on a linebacker or somebody else out there. He's really good coming up and double teaming, putting a guy on their back. He's solid in pass blocking. I believe he didn't give up a sack the entire season. So, I mean, this would be a huge get for Florida State to kind of shore up that offensive line, which, as everyone knows, has really been a weakness over the past half decade or so.
There's some people who are hot and cold on this move. Being a Marshall guy, a 6-year guy, if he was an All-American, all those starts, why did he not test the league? So, there's some questions about that for some people that are, Florida State fans are either really love it or they completely despise it. There's really hardly anyone that's in between. So you have, the camp on the left, that's, this guy is a 6-year guy. Couldn't go pro, thinks he can try a bigger schools and fall on his face, where you have the other side that, here's a guy with nearly 40 starts and an All-American type season last year, shores up an offensive line while he's at guard. Yeah, guard is not the number one need for Florida State, but when you can bring in two guards, if you look at,
Gibbons.
Maybe kicking Taylor back out to tackle like he played a little bit last year, or maybe that's what they want. I don't necessarily think they're done. Not saying that there's names out there, but I think it's a guy you take, one, because it's better than what you have right now at guard. The guy's experienced. He has decent film. He's played decent competition, and for right now, for the status of the offensive line for Florida State the last 5 years, you can't turn away guys who are All-American caliber players, irregardless if they come from Louisiana Tech, Marshall, Alabama, Notre Dame. It doesn't matter. No. You have to continue to raise that floor of the room and continue to push guys who you don't want to play that God forbid something happens and there's injuries that you have to play because you have no depth. At worst, you have depth, but let's not kid ourselves. He's a guy that will come in and start right away and shore up even an offensive line that continues to get better in the offseason with guys that have been added to the roster. So I think that it is a quality take, a quality move if it does, unfold like it seems to be unfolding. Let's not kid ourselves. I don't think some of these schools will be after him if he's not worth the effort or worth the attention.
And to your point about not being done yet, we just saw Chad Neal enter the portal,
Yep.
which, whether that signals someone else coming in or, Florida State's definitely still looking. Right now on paper, if you land Madden, the starting 5 offensive lines, honestly, not bad.
No.
It'd be the best at least since 2013. And I don't think that's much of an argument.
I go 2014. 2014 wasn't bad. 2014 was really good when Irving moved to center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that offensive line took that next step, when he moved inside.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I don't think he's going to be I don't think Neal's going to be the last lineman to leave. There's a couple other names that are being floated around. So you have to shore that depth back up. So, as a guy with multiple starts, played at All-American caliber, it doesn't matter if he's 6'3", take the take, and he's going to start if he comes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was saying I didn't really – this has been one of the first times where I don't see a lot of FSU fans complaining about taking a guard in this position because I like –
It's more on some of these on these websites.
Yeah, and I mean, we all know how that business goes. Got to get your clicks, but I mean, Florida State will take that any day of the week to bring in an All-American offensive lineman. I mean, let's be honest.